The Automatons update will release this month, and whilst we haven't been told the exact date, we know it's going to be at least one of 3 dates, which I'll cover later in this video. But before that, as Automatons is releasing soon, we've been getting a host of new teasers for the update and the DLC that will release alongside it. There's some very exciting things coming in this update, so let's get right to it and have a look at these teasers. A short teaser was released on social media to show off the 2x2 wheels. Now, whilst we already knew these were coming, we do get a good look at them in this teaser. In the first part of the clip, you can see that we have our 5x5 wheel, and our 3x3 wheel next to it, and then our 1x1 wheel behind. And then next to all of them we have the 2x2 wheel. By itself, this isn't exciting, however, if we look at the clip at the end, we can see the 2x2 wheels actually on the rover, and they are the perfect scale for this kind of rover. One of the big problems with Space Engineers at the moment is that 1x1 wheels are too small, and 3x3 wheels are often too big, and 2x2 wheels are roughly the same size as real life car tyres, so it'll make it much easier to make good looking vehicles at a realistic scale. If you've watched my videos before, you might have seen this motorcycle I drive around in them, and I'd love to rebuild this using the 2x2 wheels, as the current ones are just way too big for it. The next teaser we got was for what they're calling Willis Ducts, which are the maintenance hatches and ducts we've seen in all the previous teasers and in the images that leaked a couple of months ago as well. As you can see, they have openings in them. We're pretty confident this door here can open and close, and due to them being less than a block wide, it looks like you're going to have to crouch in order to go through them. Just like the wheels, I'm very excited for these. I cannot wait to use these to add lots of details to my ships, as I'd love to have all these maintenance hatches in the ceilings to access different parts of the ships. It'd be great. And also, I'm sure someone will use this to make Among Us. It's inevitable. And the last teaser we recently received is on the Space Engineers PlayStation 4 pre-order video. At the end of the video, it states that if you pre-order Space Engineers on PlayStation 4, you will receive the Automatons DLC for free. And because of that, at the end of the video, they show off a lot of the new blocks that will be available in the DLC. To begin with, we get a short snippet of gameplay where we see some engineers running through a manufacturing facility, and then we get onto the blocks. We'll begin in the top left with the first one, Pipeworks. These are the cosmetic pipe blocks we saw in the leaked screenshots a couple of months ago, and as I said when I covered those leaked screenshots, they likely don't have any function other than looking cool, allowing you to add extra details to your ships by having pipes running across the ceilings or through the walls. We only get to see 2 variants of them here. Whether or not there will be more variants included in this DLC, we'll have to wait and see, but regardless, the 2 variants you do get to see look very good and I'm very excited to use them. To the right of the Pipeworks, we have 2 air vent variants. You're going to hear me say this a lot during this section of the video, but we've seen these before in the leak I found a couple of months ago, in this screenshot here, and this is our first look at a HD version rather than a grainy little screenshot. We can see they come in a full block and a half block variant, and we also know that the base game air vent is also getting a full block version in the update. So it's nice to see that this new cosmetic variant will also be getting a full block version as well. Not much more to add here, it's just an air vent. Does exactly what the vanilla air vent does. It just looks way cooler than the vanilla one, in my opinion at least. Below our air vent, we have the Automaton sensor, which is most likely a cosmetic variant of the base game sensor. Now, I don't think we've seen this anywhere before, but in a previous video I did suggest that we might get a cosmetic variant of the sensor, due to previous leaks showing other similar blocks that perform tasks like the sensor does, like the block to the right of it, also getting a cosmetic variant. Here we have the Automaton's timer block. When this block was initially leaked, I said it was a timer block, and you guys doubted me. You thought I was wrong. You said, that can't possibly be a timer block. Well, what can I say? It is! As I said in that video on the leaks, I really like this timer block variant. It looks really good. The base game timer looks really bland. I use it all the time, and it's just a square with a coloured light in the middle. And this one looks way better, and I'm very excited to be using this one instead going forward. In between our sensor and our timer block, we have a new skin, the robotic helmet skin. It looks cool, not much more to add. I'll probably equip this one for a while, as I've been using the shark helmet from Warfare 2 since Warfare 2 released, so I'll probably use this one instead. At the moment, I'm trying to get my hands on all the Space Engineer skins, and this one will be a fine addition to my collection. On the left of the video, we have the block I've been most interested in all of the teasers, that being access panels. I've been wondering what these are going to be called for a while, and now we know what they are. We were able to see these many times on the leaked screenshots that came out a couple of months ago, and because of these leaked screenshots, we believe they can open up and they have a terminal inside. In the leaked screenshot here at the top, you can see that this one is opened up and the engineer is accessing the panel inside. And on the AI drone that features prominently in the leaks, we can see that one of the access panels is on his chest. I've always found the vanilla terminal to be a bit boring, just a little blue panel that you can press. Not very secure, is it? So having these ones open up and you can access the panel, really cool, and is very Star Trek, isn't it? Whilst we're on the topic of access panels, if you'd like to access videos early, or to generally support my channel, you can become a YouTube member with the link in the description, or you can sign up to my Patreon. However, you can also support the channel just as much by clicking the like button and subscribing to this channel. we've just hit 25,000 subscribers, so a very special planet-destroying video is coming soon, so make sure that you're subscribed to see that. To the right of the axis panels, we have the top-mounted camera, and it's a camera that is top-mounted. It's a cosmetic variant of the camera. I don't know what else you really want me to add. It's just a camera. On the right, we can see the word war before the video fades out. I'm guessing this war is the word warning, and these are warning signs. Once again, I sound like a broken record, but we've seen these before in the leaked screenshots. We believe from the leaked screenshots, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be, that they are cosmetic signs that you can place and that they have a variety of different warnings on them. As you can see, we have one about explosive danger, one about this being a construction site, and then we have the number of days without a clang incident. If I can ever request one feature to be added to the game that isn't a cosmetic variant of the gyroscope, I would definitely ask that we can change the number on the sign. Please, Keen, it's all I'm asking for. Just let me change the number. After this, the video fades out and it becomes difficult to tell what the rest of the blocks are. But if you haven't realized it by now, we have already had some leaks of what these blocks could be. In the blur of the background, we can see that this block here is definitely the new full block display that we saw in a previous leak. As you can see in both images, the block has a smiley face on it, which I speculated to be a new default LCD image that you can select that will be made available as part of the update. And to the right of this full block LCD display, we can see our new programmable block. Well, technically it's not confirmed to be a programmable block, but I'm like 99% sure it is. I don't see what else this block could be, and I was right about the timer block, so just give me this one, alright? To the right of it as well, whilst it is really blurry, there appears also to be a small grid variant of this new programmable block, so it looks like we'll be getting a large grid cosmetic variant of the programmable block, and a small grid cosmetic variant of the programmable block, which appears just to be one that you place on the wall and has a keyboard on it like the large grid one, just without the servo racks on the side. Now, the reason the background image is blurred is because another teaser image has appeared on the left, which looks very similar to one we've seen in the past. This is the full image of the leak I was able to uncover a few months ago, and because it's the full image, there's a few extra details on it. First, in case you haven't seen the video where I go over these leaks, I'll quickly go over the new blocks that are in this image that haven't already been shown in this video so far. Over here we have the conveyor cap. This is a block that you place on conveyor ports to cover them up. However, there appears to be two versions of it, one that just covers the conveyor port and one that goes on the conveyor port that can also open up. My guess is that the version that just covers the conveyor port will just be included in the base game update, and the version of it that opens up will be part of the DLC. As you've seen the version that opens up mainly with other DLC blocks, so I'm assuming it is definitely part of the DLC, but they did say in the past that the conveyor cap would be included as part of the update, which leads me to believe there are definitely two versions. All the blue blocks on this image are using the new armour texture called plastic armour. We first saw this in the initial phase of leaks, and we also have it confirmed to be called plastic armour as part of the Automatons beta, which had this armour texture greyed out in the list of other armour textures. In the bottom of the image here, we have one of the new passage blocks. Now we got a much better look at these in this leak screenshot here, and just like the Pipeworks, these are just new cosmetic blocks to detail your ships with. On the ship in the middle, we can see the saddle cockpit, which is kind of like a pod racing or hoverbike cockpit. This is one of the first things that was actually teased as part of Automatons, and we're not really sure if this is or isn't part of the DLC. Regardless, it looks very cool. As I said earlier, I want to rebuild my motorcycle with smaller wheels, and I also want to rebuild it using this cockpit, as it much better suits a motorcycle. On the right hand side of the image, there are these pipes, and we couldn't see these on the original leaked image. I'm not 100% sure if these are new or not. They look very similar to the ones from the Industrial DLC. However, they feature quite prominently in this teaser, so potentially there's something new about them. If you know whether they're new or not, let me know with a comment below, and that also goes for any other things you think I've missed in these teasers so far. However, what I believe is the single most interesting and exciting new block in this teaser that we haven't seen before is this thing here. Now, I first thought that this was a hangar door, until I realised there's a landing gear on the end of it, which means it's not a hangar door. Is it a piston? I think it has to be. I think it has to be a piston. You can't attach things to the end of hangar doors. And whilst it does look similar to a hangar door, I guess a hangar door really is just a piston that comes down. Presumably this is a Automaton's piston. I'm going to be honest, the vanilla piston is one of the more lacking blocks in the game, shall we say. It's not very interesting to look at, so a new piston variant is very welcome, but it could just be a hangar door that you can place blocks on the end of. We'll have to wait and see. So, release date. We've been told three things. Number 1, it comes out in April. This is definitely 100% confirmed. Number 2, it is going to come out on a Thursday. Most Space Engineers updates do come out on a Thursday, and regardless, we have been told that this is the case. Number 3, it is not coming out on the 6th, which at time of recording is in the future. However, for you watching this video, it'll be in the past. So, 13th, 20th, or 27th. Those are your 3 days. Which date do you think it will be? I'm going to put my money on the 20th, but let me know with a comment below. And obviously, I'll be covering the update when it releases, so like and subscribe to see that and more future Space Engineers content. A special thanks to my supporters, the Wildcat, Athaki, Summit, and Tarantula Fudge. If you'd like to become a supporter, you can do so by clicking the links in the description, or you can just do what everyone else does and like and subscribe to this channel.